Hey guys, it's Ben Gothard here, and we're talking with Chris Jones. Chris, how you doing?
Yo, what's up, guys? Ben, how you doing?
Good, man, good. So, Chris, as you all might know, is a very experienced and successful Amazon FBA seller. He's been selling for about 17 months now and is making well over 20,000 pounds a month. That would be roughly about $25,000 in the U.S. per month. So today, Chris, I wanted to bring you on to shed a little bit of insight into FBA and specifically insight into managing your FBA inventory.
Cool. What exactly do you want to know? You hit me with a question, and I will answer it in as much detail as I possibly can.
Great, great. So, kind of from the point at which Amazon receives your products
Yeah.
until Amazon ships out those products to the customer, what steps do we need to take as Amazon FBA sellers in order to make that management of FBA inventory successful?
Okay, so I'm just going to break this down in very simple stages, like a step by step. I am going to do a whole video recording on how to set up a shipment. Okay, I'm not going to talk like this now, face to face, sorry, because it's much more effective if I was to do a screen share and do a talk over while doing that video. So I'm sure we'll pass on to that, guys, when it comes. But as for now, we'll bypass that and we'll say your shipment is on its way to Amazon. Okay, let's go with 500 units of a yoga mat. Why not? Okay, so your 500 units, and Ben, I'm going to talk like you're sending that in and I'm explaining the process to you. Okay, so you've set up all your shipment and you've done a box shipment. Okay, you can do a pallet or box shipment, but I'm not going to go off on a tangent here. And your 500 units are on their way, okay, to Amazon's FBA warehouse. So once they're on their way, Amazon will send you a notification, and they'll usually say that your shipment's been received within their warehouse and it's processing. Okay, so you get these emails through your Seller Central account or your Gmail or email for your business, and Amazon pretty much let you know when your units have hit Amazon and they're being processed into your inventory. So they also send you an email that says receiving and received in full. So that means your product's processed through a system, and when they're about to go live onto your product page listing that you would have created prior to the shipment and after your Seller Central account set up, they will send you a notification to your email, product received in full. And that usually means your 500 units have been processed and received into Amazon, and now they are available for the customers and potential customers to buy off your product listing on Amazon's platform. Okay, very simple. So then it all comes down to, we've gone over this before in previous videos, Ben, but it comes down to optimizing your listing to then make that stand out in good exposure for people to find your product, to look, read, and everything else to your product page image to then hopefully buy and click that button, add to cart at the top right. So when someone does buy that product, obviously Amazon get the notification. I still can't get over the logistics side and how massive Amazon is. It still blows my mind. So obviously that then triggers through to Amazon, and they will then process the order. So that shipment, that 500 unit shipment of your yoga mat will be kept in the warehouse. And then when an order comes through, which is that they tailor that to your product specific ASIN number, which is an ASIN. It's like a product extension number. It's like a URL, and then it's it could be B0K1XY, something like that, specific to your exact product. So then they go there and then they find it in their warehouse, they box it up, they do all their fancy stuff, and whether you do standard shipping or you're a prime customer, they deliver it relevant to that stage then. From there, you then get a notification that your product's been sold, either 1, 2, 3, or however many units the customer buys. Customer receives, and hopefully we'll give you some good feedback in the terms of seller feedback, which is company feedback, or product review feedback.
Awesome, awesome. So, just as far as logistics go, once Amazon has actually received your products, okay, what I'm hearing is that there is nothing that you need to do in order to have them fulfill and package and ship out your products to the customer, and they also do all the customer service.
Correct.
Okay, so as far as managing your FBA inventory, there's really not much you have to do, which is one of the beauties of using Amazon FBA, because it allows you to, as Chris has very often said, automate your business and work on the business, not in the business. Okay, so you can spend your time doing the things that you need to do, like researching, optimizing your product listing, making more sales. Okay,
Yeah.
now Chris, are there any sort of kind of one-off situations where you might have to jump in and deal with some issues as far as the inventory goes, or is it a pretty much just a seamless process?
To me, I really haven't run into many issues, and that's not me just saying it because I'm on camera. I really haven't run into that many issues. One issue that I ran into maybe 6 months ago was a notification from Amazon, and it was a reimbursement for 3 products, which product costs were less than $10. So in terms of problems and how they go, that's probably the biggest one I've dealt with. Now, you do read these blog posts and forums online about all these nightmares, like Amazon suspended my account due to me not setting the shipment up properly and things like that. Shipments being delayed and slowly processed into Amazon. Obviously, that's going to happen. Have you guys seen the size of Amazon? Obviously, sometimes the processing and the receiving of your products is going to be delayed. So what? Grab yourself a beer, sit back, relax, and watch those sales come in once they receive. But honestly, I would not be in this business now if I didn't enjoy the automation part and the easiness of it. And knowing that I have to not store any products in a warehouse or my own house is one of the biggest things that draw me towards this business model startup. So yeah, in terms of shipping, as long as as like I'll show in the video, as long as you do all of the structures and processes right, you should not have a problem. Try not to miss out any information, especially if you're selling consumables. Amazon asks you for the biggest thing they ask for is expiration dates of your product. So make sure you're in good communication with your supplier, and that comes down to very good supply and customer relationship. So make sure you build a nice, long-standing, effective relationship with your supplier so you can really communicate on a good level. So that expiration date is very important for consumables like supplements and things like that. Whole foods, oats, peanut butter, and all things alike, because Amazon check that and they cross-reference that with your products. Okay, so your expiration date should be on your product, and then when setting up shipment for that product, they will ask you and they will cross-reference that upon receipt of that inventory. So if everything is if everything's done properly, you're golden. That's what I'm trying to say. I know I blab on so much. It pains me listening to my own voice sometimes. So I do feel sorry for everyone.
No, it's great. It's great. We really do appreciate your insight and your expertise. Chris, I would like to thank you very much for coming on today and for shedding light on how to manage your FBA inventory.
Thanks so much, Ben.
All right.
Cheers, bro.
You guys have a good one.